right. I'd like to start off by saying Barakateh Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Baruch Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is A Glimpse into the Kingdom. But before we get into that, just want to make a mention of something that was brought to my attention. I'm joined by the Elder Demashapat.
Hey, Shalom.
And I want to mention something that was brought to my attention by him. It was a dream that a brother had, that I want him to read about, and I'm not sure exactly when he had this dream, if this was last night or whatever the case may be, or it was a while ago, but it's pretty much going or bordering on the lines of things that we've been talking about now, about watching out for these spies. Mm-hmm. There's mold among us. There are strangers in the midst of us. Okay. Or should I say there are strangers on our side of the street, inside joke. And you have them everywhere, and the Lord is going to reveal everything in due time, so all they're doing is just fulfilling prophecy, which shows you that the stupidity of these individuals. All they're doing is fulfilling prophecy. So go ahead, Elder Demashabai, read that the dream that the brother had.
This is the head of the Nashville camp, Yakal, and the dream said it says I had a dream.
Speak up a little bit more.
It says I had a dream. A good amount of us had a get together, fellowship as usual. It says somehow some dude was amongst us and was able to shoot some of us, but we ended up killing him and we were all okay.
Right, and now keep in mind this is a dream. So this individual shooting at the brothers, in the dream, is a representation of these spies that are among us. Mm-hmm. Spies, whether they're spies for the government, for Esau, for the devil, whether they're spies for the spiritual demon Satan, whether they just, there as, as fillers, so to speak, as Yahushua said, woe unto the world because of offenses, for it is impossible that offenses must come, but woe unto him by whom the offense cometh. It all ties into the same thing. Spies, men crept in unawares, those that are trying to harm the doctrine, the brotherhood, trying to put a stain on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and this, beautiful, precious doctrine that the Lord gave to us. But you go ahead and do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to fulfill prophecy anyway. Remember what the Apostle Paul said, whether in pretense or in sincerity, Yahushua is preached, and I therein do rejoice. Why? Because these things have to be fulfilled. You cannot get to the kingdom until the prophecies are fully fulfilled. All right? So that was a heavy, spiritual dream that the brother had. And it's just showing you that we're getting closer and closer because the Spirit has had us heavy on, spies and individuals that are not right, house cleanings, and all of that. Now I also want to mention something that the Elder Demashapat, brought to my attention. I believe it was Elder Demashapat or one of the brothers. No, I'm sorry. It was the brother, I believe it was Yashalom from the New York camp, if I'm not mistaken, or somebody else. They pretty much said that these devils out over there, I'm not sure exactly who it was, but they're saying that the Palestinian flag, the colors on the Palestinian flag, resemble or are the four horses of the apocalypse in Revelation 6, which is totally bogus and bullshit. So, it's just showing you that the spies are ramping up, false brethren are ramping up, false doctrines are ramping up, seducing spirits are ramping up, so on and so forth. Now, the title to this lesson, which is A Glimpse into the Kingdom, came from an experience that we had earlier. The Elder Demashapat and myself. We were walking. Barakateh Bashem Yahushai. We did 8 miles today, and on the way back from the walk, we're not on the level of Apostle Gabar or Bishop to Zion one.
Yeah, bad dudes.
They told me about a 20 mile hike that they did. Woo, man, that's some heavy. That was beautiful. Yeah, that's elite stepping. You know, we got to build up to that.
Yeah, correct.
But anyway, on the way back, right from the walk, we were passing this Edomite woman, young Edomite woman, you know, on our left, and she was on the ground on her knees, you know, planting, you know, some stuff in the ground.
Seeds, yeah, some seeds, yes.
She was planting some seeds, you know, and she was very attentive to that, whatever she was doing. Mm-hmm. She didn't look up at us. She didn't acknowledge us. She didn't look our way. She didn't stop doing what she was doing, not once. And as we passed her, I told the elder Damashaphat that I had a thought, you know, of the kingdom of heaven. You know, and that trail we were walking, you know, that, let's say that 8-mile trail we were walking would be like a brother's land, you know, and you would have, you know, Edomites and different nations, you know, around working, you know, because that's how it's going to be. You know, Esau and the other nations, they're going to be, their head is going to be down. They're going to be working. They're going to be subservient. You know, they're going to be doing, you know. So I told him I had, you know, like a thought that came into my mind of the kingdom of heaven. Mm-hmm. Even just something as small and minute as that, right? And as we kept walking, you know, on the next block, to our right side was this daycare. Mm-hmm. And there was these two Jakes, right?
Yep. It looked like it was northern and southern kingdom. You know, one looked like a little Issacharite, and then it was like a little either Judite or Benjamite. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know the one kid was like autistic.
He had autism. That was the Jake, you know, the Judite or, you know, Southern Kingdom.
And it's a busy path. There's a bunch of people on the path.
Yep, bunch of Edomites.
It was a bunch of people that passed the school before us, mm-hmm. and the kids was just playing.
Right, and then it was Edomite teachers.
Yeah, it was Edomite teachers tending to the kids, you know, to the northern and southern kids. You know, that was right before you said you had a vision. You had a vision
thought,
in your mind.
Yeah,
a thought about the kingdom.
Right, you know. And then when we passed there and we saw that, it was like Esau taking care of our children. Yeah. And the little boy that was autistic, they were walking up to the table, and he looked at us, and we waved at him, you know, and he was waving back, and he said, what?
He said, whoa, whoa, whoa.
3 times he said it. You know, he was like, you know, Elder Damashaphat, you know, picked up on it. He said, yeah, whoa, whoa. And I said, oh, snap. You know, like the 3 woes. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, you had, matter of fact, let's get that scripture in Jeremiah 28, you know, because that's pretty much what the prophets did. They before you get Jeremiah 2, and before we get the other one, Jeremiah 2, about the 9th verse or so, you know, and that's what the prophets did. And that was beautiful, man. The little Jake, you know, like I said, he was autistic. Is it Jeremiah 2? No, I'm sorry, Ezekiel 2, my bad. You know, the little Jake was autistic, but when he saw us, you know, he was waving at us, we were waving at him, and he said that, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, it was spiritual because he started waving at us first.
Yeah.
And he didn't wave at nobody else on the trail. You know, but we waved back, and when we started waving back, he said, whoa, whoa, mm-hmm. whoa.
Yeah, and that's just before, and then when he said the last whoa, he had just sat down. Mm-hmm. And then we kept going on the trail, right? And we're going to read this, and then as we continued on the trail, there were Edomite women that were walking their dogs. And I was like, well, that's like them walking our animals, mm-hmm. you know, tending to our animals. So it was, you know, to the average person, they'd be like, you know, that's just, you know, so. But it was just beautiful just to be able to think of something like that as like a little glimpse into the kingdom of heaven, you know, where our slaves are going to be subservient to us. You know, they're going to be in their right mind, so to speak. They're going to be doing their jobs. Mm-hmm. They're going to be where they're supposed to be. You know, right underneath our feet. Mm-hmm. All right, including vocab Malone. Okay. So read that.
This is Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 9.
Yep.
Verse 9. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me. and lo, a roll of a book was therein.
Right, and that roll of the book is talking about the Bible. All right. The reason why I said roll of a book is because in the ancient times, you had the scrolls. John and Isaiah mentioned about, and the so-called, what Esau called today, the mushroom clouds, as the heavens being rolled together as a scroll. All right. So this scroll that was written, a roll of a book was therein. Go ahead.
It says, and he spread it before me.
Right, and he spread it before me. In other words, it would open up, but to spread it before me, like the content of the book was what?
He spread it before me, and it was written within and without.
Right, written within. You have scriptures on the inside. On the outside, you have Holy Bible or whatever else is written on it. Right.
And there was written therein lamentation and mourning and woe.
And it was written therein lamentation and mourning and woe. Because that's what's coming. Now let's get Jeremiah, the 28th chapter and the 8th verse. Because these are the things that are coming. These are the things that we're supposed to be speaking about. And the scripture that came to mind, which Lord's will we're going to get to, is the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter. And that's coming. I've yet to hear the breakdown from these so-called Christians out there as to what that scripture and scriptures similar to it mean. They don't go into that. They don't explain what those scriptures mean. They don't explain what it means when the scriptures say that these other nations outside of the nation of Israel are going to be in captivity under us. So read that, Elder Damashpat.
It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old time prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Those are the woes. These are the lamentations, the mournings, the evils. There shall be perilous times in the last days. And the little boy, when he said that, woe, 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 it was heavy, because like I said, Elder Damashpat picked up on it, and then when he said it, I was like, oh shit, yeah. Like that's pretty much like even who was that? Was that Bush, Daddy Bush Sr.? That said and spoke about the prophets of doom, and other presidents that spoke about the prophets of doom. The prophets brought whenever a prophet would appear and start speaking, it was always, for the most part, it was bad times that were coming, judgment that was coming, and they would speak things that would be coming in the future, and eventually they would come. That's why it speaks about that we have a more sure word of prophecy, and that more sure word of prophecy is that everything that's written within the confines of the Bible is going to come to pass because it is prophetic, and the Lord said that His word does not go out void. Now, let's go to Isaiah 60, and we can start at 1. Do you have anything you want to say, Elder Damashpat?
No.
All right, so let's go to Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1, and you can start it off.
This is Isaiah 60 and 1. It says, arise and shine, for thy light is come.
Right. Arise, shine, for thy light is come. Why? Because at one time we were asleep. And Elder Abba Bivens, which is Elijah, and John the Baptist, the Lord put the Spirit on them to wake us back up to the truth. So when the Lord, used Elder Abba Bivens to wake us up, he said, arise and shine. Because I believe it's also in Ephesians, the 5th chapter, where it speaks about the light. Yahweh told the disciples that they are the light. Let your lights therefore shine before men, that all may see. And that's what's happening right now. The whole world is seeing. And believe us when we tell you that there are a lot of people out there, more than we know, that are watching these videos, that are watching the Hebrew Israelites, that are watching everything unravel before their face, prophecy-wise. You better believe that there are a lot of people out there that are watching what's going on. It's not just a handful of 30 people or 50 people or 100 or 200 or 1,000 people that are watching the videos. There are a lot more people that are watching. And even, whether they're in the entertainment world, whether they are in the military, whether they are in any facet of government, they're watching. And they're watching attentively. You better believe it. And they're not taking these other individuals, Christianity and Jehovah's Witness, they're not taking that serious because they know that's all bullshit. But what they are taking serious are the Hebrew Israelites. All right? Because they know something major is about to happen. And they can see it. And that's why they have paid agents and infiltrators, spies that are trying to spy out our liberty in the Lord. And you ain't going to find nothing unless you plant it. You could ask any of these brothers out there in any other of the camps that any of us have ever been to, if there was any suspicious activity from any of us doing any foul shit, and they'll tell you, because all we're doing is teaching the word. That's it. Prophesying, building brothers up.
Yeah, but what's going to happen is they're gonna have no choice but to create something to make us look bad.
That's right.
They're gonna start putting so-called agents that are saying they're Israelites, and they're gonna start doing bullshit.
Yep.
Which we don't promote violence. We promote that the Lord is gonna come with violence. Hey, the scriptures say, "Wait ye upon me till I rise up to the prey."
That's right.
So we're waiting for the Lord to do something. We're waiting for the Lord to give us the power to do things.
That's right.
We're not collecting weapons. We're not saving up bullets. Starting a standing army. We're not going to the gun range. Hey, let's all get together and go to the gun range and practice shooting. If you do go to the gun range, on your own personal time, that's on you. But we're not making it a mandatory militia group type deal, man. We're just waiting on the Lord, man.
Yeah. And we're just teaching the word.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you're going to find. Unless you plant something like you devils do.
Mm-hmm.
Which shows you that you devils are not real, honest, God-fearing people.
Mm-hmm.
You're nothing but the devil. And everything you do, to justify, you coming in doing whatever you do is you lie, you cheat, you deceive, you plant.
Yep.
And that's what you do. That's what you're good at.
Yep. They showed you that in that movie, Judas the Black Messiah.
Yep.
That's how they operate. They plan to mold some coon nigga. And the coon niggas are easy to find.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
Clone Tyrone.
Coons are easy to find.
Honest Abe Honeycutt.
Some well-to-do American lover.
Yep.
Some MAGA black monkey nigga. They come by easy, man.
Oh yeah. And they cheat. Like High Priest Yeshaya used to say, which that was his title back then, you could buy a nigga cheap.
Hey, that's wild. I did a video about that. I did a video on that. Or a nigga will sell you cheap is what I call the video.
Same thing, either or. So let's read on.
It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth."
Read the last part.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It says, "Arise and shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee."
Go ahead.
It says, "Behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people."
And at one time that was the case until the Lord lifted the veil and took that veil off of the eyes of the elect to be able to start seeing what's really going on in the world. Go ahead.
It says, "But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee."
Right, because remember the Lord said that I will set them in order before thine eyes. And also when the elect of the Lord and the Israelites would be, set in order before Esau's eyes, they would be nervous and scared. And all we doing is teaching the word. All we doing is teaching the word. And these devils are nervous and scared. So imagine when the Lord give us power. Go ahead.
It says,
Verse 3.
It says, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising.
Right, that Gentiles and those kings are talking about of the other nations. You know, because they're going to be brought for a reason. Scriptures speak about the kings and the queens are going to be nursing fathers and nursing mothers. All right? They're going to bend down with their face toward the earth. And that's what we've seen today on a small scale with that Edomite woman. She was attentively, because Elder Damashpat said it. He said, yeah, she was attending to that thing attentively.
Yeah.
She didn't take her eyes off of it not once. She didn't look at us. She didn't acknowledge us. She was just doing her work on the ground.
It's as if it was nothing else there.
Right.
You know, as if it wasn't no cars going by. You know, as if it wasn't no people in the background fixing stuff.
Walking their dogs.
Yeah. She was just looking at. It was just her and that hole she was digging for that seed. That's all she saw.
Yep.
You know.
That's it. So that's what it's going to be like. So now verse 4 now, D-Man.
It says, lift up thine eyes around about and see. All they gather themselves together.
Woo, look at that. Lift up thine eyes round about and see. Why? Because the Lord lifted the veil off of us, and see all they gather themselves together for what?
They come to thee. So like they come to thee, thy sons shall come from afar, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side.
Right, because the nations are going to be bringing our children on their shoulders, on carts. You could read, I believe it's either Isaiah 65 and Isaiah 66, or it could just be Isaiah 66 towards the end of the chapter. You know, this is what they're going to be doing. Because you have to remember that Israelites are scattered all throughout the world, every place, the four corners of the earth. And these nations, the men and the women and the children are going to be servants. They're going to be slaves. All right? Read on. Verse 5. Because it said they're going to be nursed at thy side. Why? Because they were sent away. Go ahead.
It says, then thou shalt see the flock, see and flow together.
Right. Then thou shalt see and flow together. Everything is going to be peaceful. And we were talking about that. How everything is going to be serene. Everything is going to be beautiful. There was one part of the path we walked where the trees that were so abundant and the smell was so beautiful, so refreshing.
Yeah, it was.
You know?
Yeah, the air changed. Hey, what'd you say? You could smell the essence of the trees.
Yeah, and that was beautiful, man. You know?
No, we start taking deep breaths.
Yeah, yep.
We start taking deep breaths because, you know, the rest of the part of the path that we came through earlier, there's this some type of machine out there releasing chemicals into the air.
Yep.
You know? So when we got by where the trees, where we could smell the essence of the trees, we started taking deep breaths, inhaling that, you know, that good clean air, man. Because it was like, man,
that good clean wholesome air.
Yeah, because you don't get that smell. You don't get that, man.
Nah.
You
And
know?
that's why around Jake, you don't really have that many trees where Jake is at. But around Esau, they have a whole bunch of trees, flowers, all of that stuff gives off positive vibration. And when the kingdom is set up, the air is going to smell sweet. You know, everything is going to be clean. You're going to take in a nice deep breath of fresh air and feel rejuvenated, feel strong. Not like in this goddamn society. Go ahead.
It says, then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
Right. Everything is going to be converted unto us. We're going to have everything. We're not going to have a want for anything. Nothing. There will be nothing that we can't afford. There will be nothing that we cannot get. The scriptures say that at the Most High's right hand are pleasures evermore. You know? And he's going to give us. Didn't Yahweh Shai said, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. You know, and the Lord means exactly what he says. You know? So we're going to have everything. The forces of the Gentiles represents their riches. Esau got the main riches. That's why it says, according to his substance shall the restitution be. So you gotta, you gotta look beyond Joe's six-pack. He got a little, maybe he got a little $20,000 or $50,000, $100,000 in the bank. No, we talking about, we talking about real substance. We ain't talking about FRNs. We're not talking about, computer, markings or however you say that, in the bank. Mm-hmm. From a stroke from a computer keypad or whatever the case may be. We're talking about, intrinsic. I'm sorry, what's that?
No hard assets.
Right.
Your silver, gold. We're talking.
Scam likely. So assets, liquid, substance, things of intrinsic value like gold, silver, precious stones, oils, incense. Fabrics, land, forests. Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to give everything back.
We're gonna have large gardens where you can go smell certain specific fragrances and flowers. We're gonna have palace grounds, man. I never seen that type of I never seen that type of wealth until I went over to Iraq. Seen it being stole from Saddam Hussein and his family. Mm. And this guy had gold toilets. He sat on gold toilets.
Damn.
It's beautiful palace grounds, man. Kept with all different types of flowers, and from at the end of his bed, when one of his rooms at the end of his bed, it was a jacuzzi, and then there was like a little slide and a tunnel that led outside to the pool. You could slide down the slide and it would go through a tunnel outside to the pool, man. Mm. So this guy had wealth, man. He had an abundance of wealth. He had palace grounds, man. He had the different kinds of stones, engraved into the walls of his castles.
Gone.
And you can see what did you see? You see they're chipping away, getting the gold out of the walls, taking the gold toilets out, putting ceramic ones in.
Oh, the white man wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. What about the Titus, the Ark of Titus?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you people that talk like that, you just stupid and ignorant and just full of shit. You don't know shit. You don't know history. You don't know anything about anything. Talking about, oh no, they wouldn't do that. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna read this precept that the brother put on. 2 Ezra 5:40. Then said he unto me, like as thou canst do none of these things that I have spoken of, even so canst thou not find out my judgment, or in the end the love that I have promised unto my people. All right. All right. So you don't understand that the love that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the things that He has promised to the people of the Most High, the Israelites. All right. So let's go back to Isaiah 60 verse 6. And another brother put on, he said hard assets, slaves. Mm-hmm. And that's some real shit right there, because slaves are riches.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All right. So here it is. These other nations had slaves, had us in slavery, but we can't have slaves. They had all of our people in slavery, but we can't have them as slaves.
Yeah, exactly.
But that just goes to show you the double standards that these devils, use. But the Most High is going to make it right.
Yeah, here it is. They got a court system, a justice system. So wouldn't it be right for us to have a justice system, to bring justice on them for what they did to our people, for what they did to our ancestors? Wouldn't it be right for us to have a justice system to where they get paid back for what they've done? For the strange fruit, that they left hanging in the trees.
Oh, you're gonna pay for that.
You know, for the little Ephraimite babies that you bashed against the stones and let dogs tear at the parents.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yep. You cut limbs off, fed it to the war dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that those war dogs, developed a taste for Taino flesh.
Yep.
You know. So let's go, verse 6.
Verse 6, it says, the multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall shew forth the praises of the Lord.
Right, and that's going to be what? Their actions of them bringing all this stuff to us is going to show the praises of the Most High. And that goes into livestock. Livestock is another way of showing your wealth. Remember Job, it said Job was rich, right? And some of Job's riches included livestock. Right? Let me see. Right. Job 1 and 3. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she-asses and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all men of the East. All right? And this is how wealth is established, by things that you have, tangible things that you have, not no goddamn paper money. All right? You got stacks of paper money. Jake walking around with stacks of paper money, and the international bankers and others that understand what real wealth is are laughing at you.
Yeah, they have vaults with gold bars and precious stones, man. So you out here with white face money on to the side of your head like a phone.
Clowns.
Dirt fingered money on your face. One of you might get a paper cut and get an infection, from having dirt fingered money pressed to your head.
That's terrible. Let's go.
It says, all the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee.
Right, so you're talking about Midianites, you're talking about, Ishmaelites, you're talking about Elamites, you're talking about Edomites, you're talking about, the nations bringing all of their wealth to us. Go ahead.
It says the name.
The Rams.
I mean, so like the Rams of Naboth. I mean,
Naboth.
Naboth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory.
Right, because you got to have sacrifices unto the Lord, and there's not going to be no sin sacrifices. There's not going to be any sacrifices for sins, because that was done for the Israelites. And all Israel's going to be righteous. You will have burnt offerings. You will have the Passover. Whatever the next one's going to be called, the second Passover. Different offerings that we give to the Lord, so on and so forth. And that's going to be the acceptance to the Lord when we burn those incense to the Lord as a praise to the Lord. And this is going to be also how these nations are going to show forth their praise unto the Lord, by bringing us their substance, so that we can give it in praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Go ahead.
It says,
verse 8. Because it said, I will glorify the house of my glory. We read that part.
It says, who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the dove to their windows?
Right, that's dealing with the chariots. This is a vision that Isaiah was having, and all of a sudden the vision switched to the chariots, and they focused on the chariots, and they were there for a second, and then they were gone, and boom, that was like a jump cut. Then they went right back to the same vision that he was having before. Verse 9.
So surely the owls shall wait for me.
For thee. I'm sorry, for me. My bad.
And the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from afar.
Beautiful.
Their silver and their gold with them.
According to their substance, shall the restitution be. Go ahead.
It says, and to the name of the Lord thy power.
Wait a minute, but I thought we didn't have the name of the Lord. unto the name of the Lord thy power. Go ahead.
And to the Holy One of Israel.
Right, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Because he hath glorified thee.
Because it's the Lord that's glorifying us. So whenever we're speaking and teaching, we're glorifying the Lord. Because we are, teaching this word to bring forth glory unto the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy wall.
And this is talking about the actual nations. If you go to that word strangers, I believe the word there should be Nakar. And in most cases, where you see the word Nakar, it's talking about the actual nations. But every once in a while, maybe 5%, maybe 10% of the time, when you run across the word Nakar, and Thawar Shab, I believe is the other one, it's dealing with the nation of Israel because we became strange. But for the most part, when you see the word stranger, you're going to see the word either Nakar, or Bun Nakar, or Bun Nakarya, or you're going to see Thawar Shab, I believe the other word is. And that's talking about the nations. And they're going to be doing what? Building up thy walls. Because they're going to build up the kingdom. They're going to glorify the face of the earth by building it back up. And they're going to be, you see how you have Issachar, in people's yards, having the lawn manicured, the bushes all trimmed, and beautiful, taking out the trash and all that. That's what these nations are going to be doing.
Yep. Issachar going to rest.
Yes, sir. He going to get that good rest.
Yep.
That siesta, the real siesta.
Yeah. It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee.
Right, their kings shall minister unto thee. All of their rulers are going to be, what is a minister? A minister is a servant. Unto who? Unto us. Go ahead.
For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have had, in my mercy have I had mercy on thee,
Right, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Right, because the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Go ahead.
It says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Right, that's the gates to the kingdom of heaven. They're going to be open continually. Go ahead.
It says, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
Right, and the reason why they're going to be open and not shut day nor night is because you're not going to have to worry about thieves coming in. See, gates were set up to keep people out. We're going to have gates, but they're not going to have to be shut at night. Because there ain't going to be no thieves. There's not going to be any thieves in the temple tonight. There ain't going to be none of that shit. Because everything is going to be pristine, perfect. And we really don't understand that being in this fucked up environment. You ain't gonna need no gated communities. You're not gonna need, any alarm systems in your car, in your home, and none of that. Because ain't nobody gonna be stealing shit from us. Go ahead.
It says that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
Right. The forces of the Gentiles are talking about their riches, and that their kings may be brought, because their kings are going to be the first ones to be, the ones that are going to captivity. Open up another tab and go to another blue letter tab. Let's get Psalms 149. See, you Christians, instead of trying to, you could bring it back over to the end because you got the other tab right there. Instead of trying to, debate us and try to disprove us wrong, why don't you tackle scriptures like this? When it speaks about captivity and slavery and future slaves and the nations being slaves. You talking about that the nations are going to be saved. Yeah, they're going to be saved for slavery. How about scriptures like that? Well, that's the Old Testament. Shut the hell up, man. You're going to find out that you don't know shit. And all you're doing is being a good guard dog for Esau, the so-called white man. But go ahead, brother, because I'm starting to get mad now.
You want to start from verse 1? Or?
No, start at 5.
Okay.
Get to the point.
Psalms 149 and 5. It says, let the saints be joyful in glory, and let them sing aloud upon their beds.
The saints are the Israelites. The word saint means holy. The what you call it right there. The saints are the Israelites. The word saints means holy. All right. It says, "Let them sing aloud upon their beds." Let them be joyful in glory, which is the kingdom of heaven. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Why? Because when the morning comes, we're gonna wake up refreshed, happy, because we're not under this devil anymore, under his rulership anymore.
Yeah, you won't have anxiety where it's hard to sleep.
Yep.
You can't get, because you got so many racing thoughts because you're worried about this bill and that bill and dreading going to work tomorrow because you work with an asshole boss or
asshole fellow workers.
Or you get paid tomorrow, but you got so many bills that you gotta make a list in your head of all the shit you gotta pay.
Yep. Budget.
There won't be worries, man. There won't be any worrying, man.
Yep.
We won't worry about what we have to pay, ever.
That's right.
Ever. That won't be a thing in the kingdom of heaven.
There won't be an issue.
You won't have to worry about if your woman having girls' night out and she out bouncing off on some other dude, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be like Stevie Wonder. Don't you worry about a thing.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. It says, let them sing aloud upon their beds. It says, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand.
Right, because we're going to be teaching the law, and we're also going to have a two-edged sword in our hand, which is a killing instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that killing instrument going to be used for? Not to tap in, you're being a bad servant, and just tap him, on the shoulder. Get it together. No. Go ahead.
And we're gonna knot you up real good.
Exactly.
It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people.
Because the Most High said that his people, the Israelites, are going to be what he uses as his hand to bring forth judgment and vengeance upon these nations, beginning with you Edomites. Okay? The Most High is going to use his people to execute vengeance upon you. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. Yes, it does. But who is he going to use to bring forth the vengeance? His people. And who are his people? The Israelites. Go ahead.
It says to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters.
Right. Mm-hmm. To bind their kings with chains. To bind somebody means you're going to restrict them. With what? Chains. Here it is. You done had so-called Negroes and other tribes and the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom chained up in captivity, hardcore slavery. But now you motherfuckers don't want to pay. You type in on Google and you type in without sanctuary. And what are you going to find? You're going to find nothing but, the atrocities that you've committed against the Israelites. Mm-hmm. You open the book and look at it. Look, I just opened the book. Mm-hmm. You're going to find atrocities that were committed against the Israelites. And you don't think you're going to pay for that? Huh? You don't think you're going to pay for this? You think you get a pass? You think you're special? It says that they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. We drank it. And you're going to drink of it. And a lot of those pictures were taken and sent as motherfucking postcards. It wasn't something that, this was a messed up thing that happened, man. We feel sorry. No, you got people posing and smiling and laughing, sending postcards to each other, and look at what we did to these people. And you don't think you're going to pay for that? You are very fucking delusional. And this is why the scripture said that you thought that the Most High was on your side.
Mm-hmm. For your part.
But don't worry. Because the Lord is about to do damage to you. And eventually you're going to see, you ain't going to see it now. But when the kingdom is established, you're going to see it. Mm-hmm. As you see this demonic ass kingdom collapsing, Barakateh Hawabashim Yahushai for that, you're also going to see when the kingdom is established and you're going to be suffering, the curses. Come on in. Come on in, have a cop a squat. Shalom. Pull out your sword and let's go to war. Spiritual war. You know, so you're going to pay for everything that you've done, man. You're not going to get away. So read that again, Elder Demashipat.
It says to bind their kings with chains.
Yep.
And their nobles with fetters of iron.
Right, your kings, you know, your congressmen, your mayors, your well-to-do people, ones in these prestigious, you know, positions, they're all going to go into captivity. And that's going to be the first kings. You know why? Because they're going to be in the fallout shelters, because they're going to escape the destruction that's coming. But guess what? They're going to escape the destruction that's coming to be the first to taste of the slavery that's coming, the real slavery of and the vengeance of you heathen. Go ahead.
It says to execute upon them the judgment written. So
Go ahead.
This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
Right, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all the saints. Praise ye the Lord. But you devils out there, you Edomites and you stupid Christians out there, you're trying to do away, you know, with the judgments of the Lord, the things that are written, you know, to execute upon them the judgment written. Where is the judgment written at? In the scriptures. This honor have all his saints, the Israelites. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because that's something that's given to us. It's our right. It's Dagon's night to purge, bitches. You know, it's the Israelites' time. When the kingdom of heaven is established. You know, you've been living it up. You've been kicking us in the ass for a long time, Tony. But now it's time for you to pay. You want to say something?
No.
All right, so let's go back to Isaiah 60. If you have any precepts, Elder, you know, you could bring it out. So we're in the verse 12.
Isaiah 60 and 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Right. That's what the Lord said. They're going to perish if they don't serve us, if they don't become slaves or servants. And it ain't going to take long. You know, just like with Jake. After a while, you start beating a few slaves, you start doing buck breaking. That's what you did, which we're not going to be doing that foul shit. You know, but you made a demonic, nasty examples like that, and everybody else fell in line. Well, we're going to crack you upside your head with that scepter and with that, you know, with that sword in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
And you're going to get in fucking line right away.
Yeah, we're going to embarrass you, man. We're going to do public executions. You know, we're going to, hey man, we're going to
kingdom of heaven.
Man, we're going to really in the kingdom of heaven, man, we're going to really put our hands on you, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, because you here it is, you done all this damage to our people, and then you sit up in the courthouse with a robe on, pushing judgment on people as if you haven't done damage in the earth.
And as if you was righteous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had something?
Yes, sir.
Bring it out.
I don't know if it came out, but this is Psalms chapter 2, verse 8.
Nope. Let's go, Joe.
It's ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance,
You can break it down.
and the uttermost parts of the earth for thine possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like the potter's vessel. So, like the apostle Marsh was going into, the Lord is going to give us the heathen nations, man, and He's going to correct you with the rod of iron, man. All right, that means we're gonna go upside your head like they're going into, man. You're gonna get it one way or the other. You're gonna take the easy way, or you're gonna get it the hard way, man. All right.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That's
Sit on
it.
that.
That's it. You know, you like you say, you're gonna take it the easy way. We could do this the easy way, or we could do this the hard way. We could do this like some gentlemen, or we can get into some old gangster shit. You know, because you see. What you fail to realize is you don't understand the fierce spirit that the Lord is going to put upon us in the kingdom of heaven. See here, you know, our spirit is tuned down, it's toned down, because we know we can't really turn up like we really want to, because we know we'll get in trouble here. But when the kingdom of heaven is established, the Lord is going to turn us up, all the way up. You know, and there ain't going to be a goddamn thing that you're going to be able to do about it. You know, you're going to bring everything to us. According to their substance shall the restitution be. So fuck your reparations, fuck your dollar bills, you know, fuck this this demonic ass place, you know, you're first and foremost. Not only are we going to get your substance, we're going to get you as a slave. Bring it up.
This is Ezekiel chapter 25 and 14.
Beautiful.
It said, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
That's right. You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
No, because at the end of the day, because we didn't bring the scripture out, but we mentioned it, that the Lord is going to bring, he's going to use, yes, vengeance does belong to the Lord, but who is he going to bring that vengeance by? By his people, upon you heathen.
That's right.
All right? You want to say something?
Because we're going, but we're going to act out his judgments.
Right.
All right. So we're going to come from with his anger.
Right.
He's going to put his anger in us, and we're going to act it out upon you, man.
Yeah.
All right. And we don't know. We got a glimpse of the fear of the Lord's anger, but we don't know the full spectrum of the Lord's anger, man. And he's going to put it in us, and we're going to deal it to you, man.
Yeah.
All right. That's what your future entitles, man.
Yeah.
All right?
Hey. You know, you're going to get a shitty deal. You know? Because shit rolls downhill. All right, so let's go, Joe.
Hey, just to give you a glimpse of the Lord's anger, recently a devastating flood hits Libya. It says massive flooding has killed more than 4,300 people.
Damn. And that's just one thing out of many things that are happening.
It said with thousands more still missing. You know, that just recently happened a couple days ago.
Yeah, right. And it was about only 1,000 a couple of days ago.
Yep.
Now it's up to what?
Yes, 4,300.
Look at that.
And thousands of people missing. In Morocco, they had a flood where it was like 10,000 people killed and like 8,000 missing.
Right. And what was that place where they were burning the Bible?
China, was it?
It was someplace in Africa. And the Lord brought something upon them. You know, they were burning the scriptures, talking shit. And the Lord judged there.
The Lord brought a flood in the middle of the night.
Yep.
And people was getting swept out of their houses. People was riding waves on their mattresses.
Floating on their pillows. And then,
can you imagine waking up and you going down waves of water on a mattress? You like, what the? Like, can you imagine that people getting swept out of your house on you sleeping, your mattress just start moving. You look up and you just hear rushing water and you being swept away somewhere.
yeah, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that same place, you know, once they kind of cleaned up, the Lord brought another flood. If it's the same incident, you know. But you have no clue of what the Lord is bringing, man. The Lord is going to bring vengeance. Remember, he said he's gathering the nation that he may pour upon them his indignation, even all his fierce anger. And that's only dealing with your armies, because the Lord is going to begin with your armies. And after your armies, then he's going to bring, you know, more judgments upon y'all, the nations. And that should look terrible, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. And that's just water. Is that was that the earth? Or was that
that's
the
a flood. That was a flood.
Look at that. And that's just a flood. Imagine fire. You know?
God.
That was recently.
Yeah.
And look at the name of the storm, Daniel, which means the judge of Yahweh, judge of the power.
Man, woo, that's some judgment.
That's right.
Can you imagine some come through here and take out 4,000 people?
Yep.
Hey, that's. Hey, but you know what? The Lord is saving America for last.
Oh yeah.
The Lord is going to really start to bring massive death. I mean, massive death is going to hit this place, man.
Yeah.
Thousands. If people are dying by the thousands over there, a lot of people think, well, I'm so glad that's over there. But that's what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Lord is about to bring, man. You know?
I got a quick precept. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 21. It says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. And that's because this place was established by violence. You got to remember that. You know, we were trying to watch the movie Killers of the Flower Moon, and we didn't get a chance to watch it. But that whole thing, from what I understand, it was the Osage Nation, if I'm not mistaken. On the
That's what it said at the beginning.
And pretty much what happened was Esau, being the devil, he gave Gad a plot of land that was useless. You know, that was pretty much useless. You know, so he just threw, here, this for y'all. You know, we took your land, but here, take this shitty ass piece of land, right? Then when they found out that there was oil in that land, then they plotted against the heirs to take it from them, so that they can take over the production of the oil there. You know, that's how these devils operate. You know, and I'm glad that the movie, we're gonna, Lord's will, watch it later. You know, and these devils, man, they got a lot to pay for. Matter of fact, of the Demonstrate 6, and I believe it's the 21st verse. You know, you got a lot to fucking pay for. You're not gonna get away with all the shit that you've gotten away with. The Lord has a power of judgment, and by Him actions are weighed, and eventually you're gonna have to pay. You got it.
This is Isaiah 26 and 21. It says, "For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity."
Right, for the iniquities, which is compounded sin. He's coming to punish you. Go ahead.
It says, "The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain."
Because you got to understand, this land, America, is polluted beyond, you can't clean it up. So the Lord says it's not going to disclose their blood anymore. It's not going to cover her slain. What we have, you know, as far as the deaths of Reuben, of Gad, of Judah, you know, Issachar and the other tribes from Canada all the way down. But this is dealing with North America. You know, it's just an estimation. It's just an estimation. There are countless of Israelites that have been slain here. Somebody get Revelation 17 and 6, I believe it is. There are countless accounts, you know, or countless, you know, missing, you know, data, for lack of a better word, of Israelites that were slain here. This is just an estimation. Bartolome de las Casas, you know, the things that were done, you know, devastation of the Indies, these are just estimations of what they know. It's not counting the Israelites that they've killed here, that have never been, you know, documented. The countless amount of slaves that were thrown off of the slave ships, you know, that have gone without being written. The murders that these devils committed upon the tribes here while they were here, that went unaccounted for, unanswered. You have no idea. We just got an estimation. So the Lord said the earth is not gonna disclose, shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. The Lord is gonna make it plain. That's why it's gonna be destroyed by violence, great violence. You got it.
This is Revelation 17 and 6. It says, "And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints."
That's the woman is America, drunken with the blood of the saints. Go ahead.
"And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua."
Right. So all of these peoples that died here are Israelites. Go ahead. Is there more?
Yeah. It said, "And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration."
Right, because that was a time when America, you know, was really pushing heavy that Renaissance Christianity, and the world wandered after the beast, you know, and the whole world got caught up under that banner of Christianity. And the Lord raised up his elect and pulled them away from that veil that was on them. You know, you want to say something?
No, I was just trying to see where he was in.
He's Revelation 17 and 6. You know, and that was pretty much the point. So let's go from there. Matter of fact, get Exodus. Exodus 21:16, is it? This is what you got to look forward to.
I got a precept for you.
Okay, bring it out.
This is Isaiah 47.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna start at verse 7. And it said, "And thou sayest, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it.
Right. So you didn't consider that you would have to pay. That's what the Lord said. Since the Lord didn't do anything to you, you thought that the Lord was on your side. You thought that the Most High really looked like you. You bought that lie. You've seen the art that was left by our forefathers all throughout Europe. You've seen the dark images. You know, you painted over them. You know, you destroyed them. You broke the noses off. You know, you painted over them. You know, the iconoclast. You did all of this. And then you thought, since nothing happened to you for what you did, that the Most High was on your side, that he really looked like you. So you really bought that thing, so you didn't consider what was going to happen to you at the very end of that whole matter. You got more?
I'm going to jump down to verse 9. It said, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection. Because the Lord don't make mistakes. When the Lord executes a judgment, it's so perfect that there's no way out of it. Yep. He covers every angle. You know, flawlessly. Effortlessly. You know?
And you can see it happening now. Because the Lord is setting this place up, man.
That's right.
Like it's imploding, so to speak, man.
Beautiful.
The Lord is setting this place, and as men of the Lord, as we paying attention, we're seeing the perfection, the judgment coming to fruition in its perfection. You see the setup. You see it, man. That's all right, if you're paying attention. All right, I'm gonna finish this verse, Apostle. It says, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Right, and then you sold nations through your whoredoms. You sold nations through your witchcrafts. You know, that's what the Lord pretty much, you know, what was going on back then, that the Lord put upon Nineveh, that is transferred to you now. You done took the place of Nineveh today. You know, you are spiritually Nineveh today. You are spiritually Egypt. You are spiritually Sodom. You are spiritually Babylon the Great. Or you not spirit, you are Babylon the Great. You know, and all of those other nations that had a hand in destroying us, you are them today. Whether it's Egypt, whether it's Nineveh, whether it's Babylon, whatever. All those things apply to you now. Those judgments are being transferred over to you, and you're going to pay. You have something else?
Go ahead, but it's a more to go.
No, go ahead. You had something you wanted to bring out other than my Shabbat?
Hey, they said the two worst floods since since the 1900s, since the 1900s up until now, the two worst floods happened this year. One happened in Democratic Republic of Congo, 2023. 2,970 deaths. Well, the one that happened in Libya is 3,958 and counting. And that article isn't even because from reading this article it says more than 5,000 presumed dead. You know, so those death tolls are going. They were just 1,000 2 days ago.
Right.
Those death tolls jumped from 1,000 people to almost 4,000.
Yeah. In
2 days, you know.
And so that's the Most High bringing judgment upon all you nations. But you got it.
Hey, that's thousands of people unaccounted for.
Right.
So man, the Lord is really bringing some judgment.
He's working.
I'm gonna read 9 and 10. If that's cool. I mean 10 and 11.
Now good.
All right, this is Isaiah 47. Verse
if you
10.
want to say anything, by all means, but
yes, sir.
Throw them logs in the fire.
It said, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. And that's Esau, man. All right, their pride and their weaponry, man, and their technology that they have, they think that, hey, can't nobody beat them, man. But you're finna deal with a power that you've never seen before, man.
That's right.
All right. So it's gonna take you by surprise, man, so to speak, man. All right. Verse 11 says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, and evil goes into bad times. thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and because it's going to come upon you all of a sudden, man. All right, and you ain't going to have no remedy for it. All right, you're not going to be able to pay your way out. You're not going to be able to talk your way out of this ass whooping that's coming. All right, it's just going to come, man, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. All right, it says, and the mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. All right, so like we said, the Lord is coming back. That judgment is coming back in its perfection. All right, you're not going to be able to turn this judgment around. All right, it's just, hey, just don't take this ass whooping personally. Ain't that what he said?
That's right, that's right.
All right, because this you definitely finna get your ass whooping, man. It says,
shut up and take the pain.
it said, desolation shall come upon thee suddenly when thou shalt not know. So the Lord is going to come upon you at a time that you think that you're winning. All right, the time that you think you're getting back.
That's right.
All right, and he's just going to snatch it all away from you, just like that, man.
Yeah.
All right, with great destruction, man. All right.
I'm sorry, that's what the Lord said. He set them in slippery places. Y'all guys.
No. The scripture say, "What a fire is sent among you, and who shall turn it back?"
That's it.
You know. So, hey, man, when the Lord really comes down, you know, he as the scripture speak about, he gonna make a speedy ready.
Speedy, man.
When the Lord comes down, you better be ready. You better be ready.
And it's gonna be beautiful, man. It's gonna be beautiful. You know, to those that see the salvation of the Lord, man. You know, it's gonna be beautiful, man. The fire that's gonna burn this place is gonna be, it's gonna burn beautiful. like my man said, dead presidents, it's beautiful. When he when he burned out the
You blew up the whole truck.
It's
Hey, the Lord coming to
look at that.
Yeah, he's gonna blow up this hole.
Verse 14.
Come on.
It says, behold,
Bring it out,
they
Joe.
shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
You ain't gonna be able to do a goddamn thing. Ain't nothing you could do. This fuck an iron dome. You know, you talking about some iron dome. The scripture said that when the missiles come, even if another missile hits it, it's not gonna deter it. Why? Because the spirit of the Most High is gonna be in it. The scripture said the Most High is consuming fire. So it's gonna take that energy from that missile and it's gonna hit the nuclear missile, and this is gonna absorb that power and just use it against you. That
It says, there shall not be a coal to warm it, a warm at, nor fire to sit before it.
yeah, because there ain't gonna be nothing left here. Everything's gonna be taken out. I believe there's a little more, right?
That's one more verse.
Yep.
It says, thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander everyone to his quarter, none shall save thee.
Yeah, because ain't nobody gonna help you. Your technology is not gonna help you. Your weaponry is not gonna help you. You know, your Confederates are not gonna help you. Nobody's gonna be able to help you. Your monthly prognosticators, your witches, your warlocks, nothing that you can do to help you. You're finished.
That's it.
You're done. You know? And all this came about, you know, the walk we had earlier. We're looking at this Edomite woman, you know, digging in the ground, planting seeds. And she was on the ground on her knees, head down, meticulously focused on that. We walked by, she ain't look up or nothing, you know? And I told Dima, I said, damn, man, I just had a thought. In the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be walking. This is going to be like a brother's, you know, their land. And we're going to be walking. You're going to have slaves, you know, pretty much, you know, working. You know, and just, you know, just working, just so focused on their work because, you know, they don't want to get their ass beat. Then we walked to the next block, and on the right side there was one of them daycare centers, and you had two Jake children. You know, one was the Southern Kingdom, the other one was the Northern Kingdom. That's what saying.
Yep.
And then the Southern Kingdom little boy, he was autistic, and he was walking with and there was Edomites taking care of him, and he was walking. And he looked at us, and I believe he waved at us first.
So
right?
he waved. No, I wasn't looking at him. He waved at you, because I was looking straight, and then I seen you waving, and I looked over, and he was still. He started waving again when he saw me, and I started waving back, and he said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Said it 3 times. You know, exactly. Whoa, because I at first it didn't hit me. D-Man said, whoa. I said, "Oh shit." Yeah, because you know that's what the prophets bring. They bring woe because it's from the Lord. You know, and there was Edomites taking care of them. Then on the other side, you had Edomite women walking their dogs. They said, yeah, it's like the Edomites, you know, walking our animals, you know, taking care of our animals. You know, you know, it was just like a little, like a
prelude.
Yeah. Well, like it says, a glimpse into the kingdom. And that set the whole thing in motion.
Kind of.
You know? So, I mean, any more precepts? Any final thoughts?
Hey,
Okay.
Esau, you prepare for this ass whooping.
Yep.
Yeah.
Prepare. Hey, we had to deal with it. You got to deal with it.
That's it.
Whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, ever surely drunken. And thou he that shall go altogether unpunished, thou shalt not go altogether unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So with that, we pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. Till the next time we say shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the elect. Shalom.
Hey, Barak Te'el, Bashim Hawshai.